resort, chances are Wildwood, Missouri isn't the first location that comes to mind. Sure, we've got the hills and occasionally the snow, but some may not realize St. Louis is actually a popular destination to hit the slopes.
It is a frigid -4 degrees today here at Hidden Valley. And here in the Midwest, we know that tomorrow may very well be 60 degrees, but that won't stop winter sports enthusiasts from continuing to visit this season, thanks to the evolving technologies of artificial snow.
Hidden Valley is the hidden gem of St. Louis. It was opened up in 1982. Last year we celebrated our 40th anniversary with...
DJ Cook is the general manager of Hidden Valley. This is his first year in that role, although he's been around the slopes for many years, which is obvious as he gave us the behind-the-scenes tour of how the snow gets made.
And so your season doesn't start until, I mean, you really never know every year, right? It's kind of up to the conditions.
Right, it's all up to Mother Nature. As soon as we get those, that cold snap, cold weather, usually 3 days straight of 29 degrees or below, we can start.
So let's get into it. How in the world does this snow stay on the ground in St. Louis's often unseasonable conditions? Well, as DJ said, it starts with a cold snap, and then they can blast the snow guns to make a snow base. The snow base is important to act as insulation for new layers of snow. Now, if you're like me, you might be wondering if there's some sort of chemicals involved in the process, but it's all just water and air.
That we use, it holds about 2 million gallons, and we use inside this house about 5 pumps in order to pump this water out of the retention pond and up on the hill to mix it with air to make the snow that you're seeing now.
At the snow guns, the water is mixed with compressed air in something called a nucleator located inside the snow gun nozzle. This is where an important process with what is called the wet bulb temperature comes into play.
Let me put it this way: the wet bulb temperature, if you imagine a drop of water, and the lower bulb of that drop of water, it's the wet bulb temperature is the temperature that allows that to freeze.
The quality of snow depends on the real temperature outside and the humidity levels. That's why when the temperature gets into the single digits, they maximize the snow guns to make piles of snow. These snow cats or groomers then evenly distribute it around the slopes. And that's the basic inner workings of what appears to the average person as a winter wonderland miracle. But of course, I couldn't just stop there. How did this process become such a normal part of ski resort operations?
By blowing his moist breath into a home freezer, then scraping dry ice into it, Dr. Vincent Schaefer, in a simple experiment at the General Electric Laboratories, demonstrated years ago the possibilities of artificially inducing snow or rain.
There are varying claims of fame to the first inventor of artificial snow, mostly because there have been so many different approaches to the process. In 1936, there was a Japanese physicist who is credited with the first synthesized snowflake. And in 1949, there were a few guys at a Connecticut ski resort that patented their invention of using chopped up ice blocks. And of course, we've all heard the Hollywood stories of snowmaking, from the cornflakes used in It's a Wonderful Life, to the asbestos used in Wizard of Oz.
Unusual weather we're having, ain't it?
Many technical directors are credited with advancements in artificial snowmaking, but this was specifically for movie making. But I'm sure it's not a surprise to most of us that the main reason artificial snowmaking is needed is because climate change is making weather conditions increasingly difficult to maintain the snowy conditions.
So now I gotta ask, with climate change, how has that affected business, snow, season? How has it affected?
Well, the only effect we have is just waiting for that cold. It always seems to come, and some years we can open in mid-December. Some years, like this year, we haven't opened until mid-January, but it always seems to come.
So it doesn't seem like the changing weather will be hindering Hidden Valley's operations anytime soon. And there are continuous efforts to improve artificial snowmaking, as over 90% of the world's ski resorts rely on this process.
There are complete automation snowmaking guns out there being produced where they have their own weather stations. So we do not have that on hand, but we have a wonderful snowmaking crew that I think does a great job with the non-automated stuff. And believe me, we will put the best product down that we can, and we will never stop producing that experience of a lifetime for our guests.
For Living St. Louis, I'm Brooke Butler.